Japanese troops dream fulfilling, American stingers and government agency remote viewing hacking attack. I am now going to show you how the Japanese troops fit into the dream vision I had back in December 2019. There is a lot to cover in this video, and what I say below I believe will begin to speed up rapidly. Before I go into that, I mentioned in a previous video 2 weeks ago some government agency tried to remote hack into my brain with remote viewing. Yes, now you think you are really dealing with a crazy nut job, maybe even a schizophrenic, but I can assure you that is not the case. But then again, what insane person really thinks he is insane? Anyway, you can decide whether I am crazy or not. Basically, I woke up in the middle of the morning at around 3 AM to 4 AM, the dream of a remote viewer using a child to see through and find out who or what I am. I saw a man in a black suit, around about 40 or 50 years old. He placed a child on his lap. The child was no older than 6 or 7 years old. I saw the man channel an energy through their child's eyes. I saw that the child and I made a connect through the third eye. This was a government agency trying to find out about me. Now why would they do that? That is what I was asking. The answer is very simple, as per the dreams shown and the dreams fulfilled. They either think I have some knowledge from the inside, or I am revealing plans, major geopolitical plans that the largest nations on earth are using and planning. I can assure those in the agency as best as I can, I get my message dreamed the same way Daniel and the prophets in the Bible got their messages. I get my dream visions from the Most High, the Yahweh God of Israel, the Alpha and the Omega. I was told to write, and so I do my job. I do not work for an organization, I do not serve anyone but the Most High. This is very different from a spiritual attack. Spiritual attacks feel different. This was channeled energy. I am pretty much sure this is what those pedophile groups use children, possibly to get some energy from them. I only mention that here because many of the events written about are about to be fulfilled and are fulfilling as shown to me. The visions are only for the nation and for those in charge who have eyes and ears to hear. I cannot choose what Yahweh Almighty of Israel shows me. I did not choose to be shown these events. I am not the one moving these nations in the background. I am simply a witness to events, and I bring back the reports to the nation to warn. And hopefully they act as a guide to those leaders who require more info and events playing out. We can see now the number of dreams fulfilling here. We have Japan, who has invested $14 billion into Mozambique, that is roughly 238 billion rand, into a gas project in Mozambique. I pointed out where I saw the troops, and notice when they made the investment, this was only confirmed 2 weeks ago. I told you, the nation last year, there were going to be Japanese troops here in the future. These troops will be moved here to safeguard Japanese investments, and we can now see how Japan fits into the picture. I did not know a thing about any future Japanese investment in Mozambique, and Japan might not even know yet it will have to move troops to this region. They will in time. We see America and Portugal moving troops and getting involved in Mozambique. This fulfills a few dreams and visions. The American vision I had about a Chinese-led revolution in the northern province of South Africa. So if we look at a map, we have the Americans in Botswana and the Japanese in Mozambique, and the Portuguese are now joining in with the Americans in Mozambique. I told you, the dream plus the vision I had was the Portuguese coming for the Cape and putting up base or working in the Northern Cape. I had the vision of the Portuguese being summoned and sent to South Africa by the Germans. We had the Americans move their new equipment to Botswana, arriving at Wallis Bay in Namibia, and that equipment is part of the vision I had. Those are the American stingers. America is going to kick ass and win that war on the ground. I saw them win it based off of the lessons they learnt in Vietnam. When I saw the vision, the words came to me, they will win the war based on the lessons learnt in Vietnam. So we have this going on in our northern territory. Then we have the syndicates operating in the center of the country. This is all under the command of Cyril Ramaphosa. He is behind the spike in farm murders. This part about Cyril Ramaphosa behind the farm murders was shown to me in 2 separate insights today. When Ramaphosa welcomed the army, it was the signal. It's part of the under the cover of darkness dream where the troops were moved in. That was a signal that he was in command and a key objective was met, and now going to speed up. So let's recap, and these are all the dreams and visions I had so far. Some have been left out. In February 2020 I had 3 dreams visions. The one was about America and China at war, virus unleashed to slow global economy, Turkey going into full war mode. We see Turkey went and has gone into full war mode. They have and are moving away from the West. The removal of Hagia Sophia as a museum and making it a mosque is the start of this war mode. When this lockdown is over, things are going to happen very fast. I said Turkey is going to come right down into Africa, and that events playing out in America will result in American troops being despondent. Here in southern Africa the Americans win, but against the Turk is moving in and nothing will stop it. This is God's will, because the roads she digs up in Africa will become our territory in the future. With what the seer said, the future republic touches the equator. What I write here in all the videos has never been re-edited after writing it. I do not script or plan what I write what is shown to me in the insights, dreams and visions. As sure as these events that I saw unfold, so I saw how and what the seer said when he said, "This time you will fight differently." It will happen just as he said. This will happen as the rand collapses, which is tied to those pension funds the seer spoke about. There is some American who said he had a dream or vision about Ramaphosa being taken out or his life under threat. This I am sure ties in with these attacks in Europe and the media collapse focusing on South Africa and Ramaphosa in the spotlight. I saw the ANC had nothing to do with him. He was alone on stage. Again, I do not know the full meaning of these dreams and visions. Many times new info comes out as they are fulfilling. I can't stress it enough, the Afrikaner, the white nation, is free. My people, you have been set free. Your century of bondage ended in March 2020. In March the chains come undone. Most do not know it. I saw in the dream the nation will not know the chains are undone only once they have hit the ground. I saw the nation froze. They could not believe it. They stood in the same position as if they were still in bondage. I then saw the nation look at their hands, and then some light bulb moment hits them and I see them turn and run. I saw them run into the sunset. They run into their freedom. I saw them as if some springbok had just been freed from the grip of a lion. They speed and rush off into the sunset. Please tell the nation they are free. Most will not believe it. The nation is dazed like I saw in the dream. If you tell the nation to look carefully, you will see the nation is free. The bondage chains are undone. You are a free nation. I am not sure if the dream visions are revealed to me in order, but I had the under the cover of darkness dream where troops were moved into Johannesburg before I had the rand collapsing dream. I know the rand to dollar exchange seems strong. My people, the effects of the virus have not been felt yet. Most economies have not fully opened. It is like we are all bunkered down below ground while a tornado rips things apart. The world is stuck in suspense mode. The full effects will only be felt in months down the line. The rand is going to collapse, and when it does you must be prepared. At this stage the fighting will be around the corner. The rand collapsing will be the thing that wakes the nation up. That is the time you will fight differently. It is not a metaphor, it is a physical way you will fight. I do not know when this leader shows up or is met in the future. The one I saw smite the heathen nations and remove them from the country. It was he who I saw his lineage sent through the millennia. His lineage can be traced to a literal lineage of Abraham in the Bible. I saw how from the Middle East this seed line was taken to Europe, Northern Europe around the Denmark area, and then how it found its way here in South Africa for this moment. He fulfills the prophecy given to all the kings of the earth since the days of Nimrod. The kings, all the heathen kings in southern Africa, will be dethroned because of him. It is the fulfillment of time. It is this leader who I marveled at. I could not believe my eyes. How could it be? It was impossible, and yet when the leaders on the ground shall fully grasp it, it will be the most amazing miracle they have ever seen. It will be a leader like Paul Kruger. It will be a spiritual leader, and when the leaders witness it, it will be of such a miracle that it will be spoke about until the end of the age. I saw that the promise of this leader to come, his name shall live until the end of all time. Never had there been such a person to lead the nation, and he called to the Christian nations to come settle in South Africa, and the fulfillment of the promise that the Afrikaner will rule many nations under this literal son of Abraham will be fulfilled. In the dream where I had that South Africa will be the safest nation in 40 to 60 years. In the dream I saw in the dream that when I told the women I was sitting next to that South Africa will be the safest nation on earth in 40 years, when I looked up, I saw a UFO in the sky hovering over our conversation. When I showed her and the man sitting with me at the table, the UFO disappeared and I saw the stars scroll and move. When they looked up, the stars scrolled and changed their direction. They moved in an anti-clockwise direction. An insight came to me 2 days with the interpretation of that. I am no astrologer, so I can't know for sure, but trust in the Yahweh will be fulfilled. When this happens, we enter the age of Jacob. Esau's age will have ended and Jacob's age will have begun. It will begin in South Africa. This goes back to another vision I had in 2016 that the New World Order will end in South Africa. At the time I did not grasp fully that Esau-S bloodline is in charge of the banks, the corporate world. When the 40 to 60 year period has passed, we enter a new age here, and within the borders of South Africa I saw the gathering of Western European nations. I saw wagons coming out of America settling in our northern borders. I know many of what is said from what I have seen is so far out there, so crazy that I do not even have words for it. I am a very practical person. I find it difficult to write this because it seems too far out there, and I do not script what I write. I simply go into some deep trance while writing, and everything shown to me is connected. Again, when all these events take place, I do not know. I do not know a day, time, or event when we shall see them take place. All I can do is pray for the nation and ask you, my dear fellow brothers and sisters, and more importantly my own countrymen. Yahweh is with this nation, He is with you. There is a reason the remote viewers try to access what I have seen. If they see it, then they will know either key details about our future, or they think I am privy to some high classified information. I can assure you, I am not some government agent, but I am an agent of the Most High. Yahweh, God of Israel, and a leader who is a relative of Abraham, shall go before Yahshua to intercede for the biggest battle which will take place in the spiritual world just prior to the battle of the ground. Stay safe, things are moving.